This is Atlas's 36th session, and I'm going to start teaching him to eat out of my hand. So he already eats hay out of my hand like he does here. It's just a little ball of regular Timothy grass that he gets normally. I'm just trying to make it a little bit smaller so that he can feel my hand against his lips, which kind of freaks him out a little bit. So I'm just going to stand on his side here, and he's doing really good with that. So I'm just trying to kind of place myself next to him, and then when his head's straight and he's relaxed, I'm clicking and feeding him. So I'm just basically showing, like, putting him in his default position, like he can stand next to me relaxed and straight. So that's what we're working on. He's really good on that side. Do it on his right side. So he's good on that side. He stays straight. He's not trying to block me. He's not doing anything weird. He's fine with me changing eyes and being seen out a different way. So I had like a little bug and stuff. So I'm just kind of, I'm making a bit more movement than I need to. And he spooked nothing there. But that was good because he was worried and then he goes right back to chewing his hay. So that's totally fine. But I'm making more exaggerated movements with the dusting off of the bugs and whatnot just to get him more comfortable. So again, I kind of step back a little bit there and he's fine. He stays straight, so I'll click him and feed him for that. So after I make sure that he's fine with that, so he can stay straight while I stand next to his shoulder, that's fantastic. I wanted to play with the treats a little bit because I want to start feeding him like alfalfa or Timothy pellets or cubes. It's just going to be a lot easier to deal with than this hay bag. So that's what we're going to work on now. So I got some treats. I think I have alfalfa cubes or horse treats. I'm not sure what I used at this time, but just kind of see, he's going to sniff it. He's like, not so sure. He's like, for something about it. It's weird because I've had other Mustangs do this too. He'll like try to eat it or he'll just kind of knock it out of my hand. He's just not quite sure. So I'm going to bring the bowl in and try to help him out. So just try to be like, connect it to what something that he already knows. So he already knows how to eat a treat out of the bowl. So I'm just going to kind of add my hand in as the extra element is the only thing that would be different. So I put the treat in the bowl. He can eat out of the bowl. So we're like, hey, remember, treats go in the bowl, whatever. And then I'm going to try to place it in my hand again. He sniffs it. He's interested. No. But then it worked out because it fell right into the bowl. So he's kind of getting like, okay, my hand's there. It's not to grab him or scare him. It's just going to give him a treat. So go back and feed him some hay in my hand. So then he gets that feeling again like, okay, this is something that I already was doing. I already know that. My hand's not terrifying, so that's good. I'm just kind of doing this gradually. So I'm making sure he's good with him touching my hand with the smaller hay pieces and then making sure that it's something he knows. So like there, he just looked at my hand, so I'm gonna click him and then feed him because there's something different about it. Like Mustangs, they can tell the tiny little details. So a lot of domestic horses are very good at generalizing. The Mustangs will eventually, but here, especially early on in the training, they don't. They're still on the alert all the time. So he noticed that there was something different in my hand, and that was scary, even though it was just a hay cube. So now I'm going to go ahead and put the treat in the hay. So I started out with a big piece of hay and then just kind of put the treat in there so he got a little extra food. But I'm trying to just gradually add that in. So he was afraid of taking it out of my hand. He was afraid of having my hand near the bucket. So I went ahead and just put the treat in the hay. So he's already used to this process before. So he's fine with me eating out of my hand with the hay. So then I want him to get used to the new sensation, like the new taste of a different food while he eats it out of my hand. So I'm just kind of blending the steps together because just the eating of the treat from my hand was like worrisome to him. So I had a separate Mustang where I would feed her treats and she would eat out of my hand, but then I'd try to give her a sugar cube once. She took it out of my hand and then gave me the crazy face like I was trying to attack her or something because she was surprised by what she was eating. She wasn't expecting that. So if he's expecting the hay and then the treats just kind of mixed in there, it'll help him out. So he was good with those few times, and then now he knows that the hay's not there and he's like, oh no, this is not okay, this is not safe. So I'm not going to chase him, I'm not going to shove it in front of his face. I'm just going to offer it to him. And then he was worried about it, so I put a little bit of hay on there. That's okay. He knocked it off. That's okay. So I'm going to put a little bit more hay on there to kind of cover it up a bit more. He's still a little worried, but there we go. He'll go ahead and take it. He took just the hay part, but that's all right. So I'm just trying to kind of thin out the amount of hay that I'm gonna have in my hand, so then eventually I'll just have the treat. Because he wasn't ready for just the treat on his own, but he is comfortable with eating the hay out of my hand. So we're trying to mix them together. But yeah, he knows where the treat is and he keeps knocking it down. So I just kind of mix it in there a little bit better and just get him comfortable with eating that hay cube in like he would normally, and then I'll just kind of decrease the amount of hay in my hand. So then he's just eating out of my hand. That was a lot better. He's just so silly, like it's funny. But he's learning, he's curious, he's not being bad at all. And he's just trying to lip it out of my hand. I'm keeping my hand nice and flat. So he took some of it out of there that time. It's not, I'm not super worried. Now, I do have Castor. I did do a different way. So Castor more wanted to kind of bite at it and grab with his teeth. So I did do this differently because I didn't want my hand bitten. And there is a separate video for that. But this is a horse that's more lippy. Atlas is not worried about that at all. Like just the biting is more of a tension thing that Castor has. The Atlas does not. There we go. That was a really nice one where he just took the treat, or took the hay right out of my hand. That was really good. So now he took the treat with the hay that was inside the hay from my hand, and now I'm just building back his confidence again, and I'm just hand feeding him the hay like he's used to. So then he's like, okay, like it was weird for a little bit, but now it's just this normal girl, so she's fine. And I'll just keep doing this in the same like small increments, like kind of mess with it, see how much hay that he's like gonna eat out of my hand with, and then I'll just decrease it until he's eating just the treat out of my hand. So but we'll just do it in a little bit of a process.